Hey guys, it's Lori again. I just wanted to share with you this junk journal that I finished up actually a while ago. It's been pretty much completed for a few weeks now, but the only thing I needed to still do to it was put some pockets on the inside covers of the covers so I can stick stuff in it. This is actually my own personal journal that I'm going to kind of use like a scrapbook. It's definitely a true junk journal. It's got lots and lots of junk in it and some scrapbooking paper. And I decided that for this journal, I turned 50 a few months ago, and I decided that I wanted to have a junk journal that is just full of just stuff, you know, to remember my 50th year. Not anything, you know, particular or special, just little odds and ends that I've accumulated during the year. So as you can see, I have a little die cut on the front here that I've just painted up, and then I just hand wrote year 50 in there with a marker. And what I did was I got a big book that was kind of just a, you know, fallen apart book at the thrift store, and I gutted it and just used that for the cover and the spine. And I have, let's see how many signatures in there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 signatures. And this book, it's pretty good size. It is about a 6.5 by 9.5 in size, and the spine is 2¼ inches roughly. And let's see here. I just did kind of a whole mishmash of stuff on the cover. The book itself was black, so I started off by painting it with a couple of coats of different colors of purple and lavender. And then on top of that, I did some decoupaging of a really pretty floral napkin. And then, as you can see, I've got a couple of different washi tapes on there. Nothing matches in this book, which is the way I wanted it. I wanted it to just be kind of a little bit of everything. And then over the stitching for the signatures, I just have a scrap piece of fabric first, and then a strip of a vintage hanky over the top of that. And then for the closure, I just have a couple of eyelets set, one in the front and one in the back. And then I took a big long piece of lace and wound it through the eyelets, and I've just tied it in a bow for the closure. And so going inside, as you can see here, I've already started collecting stuff here that I want to put in the book. I made an envelope here that I've got glued down on a couple of sides, and I've got it open so I can tuck stuff behind it too. This isn't going to fit, it's too big, but it's open for whatever else. And then inside I've just got a bunch of small stuff here that I'm going to actually use to stick in there for journaling. Some pictures and, you know, like a tea bag and just a variety of stuff that I'm going to put in the book there. And then, so I will just go ahead, well, actually, let me tell you first, for the inside, I've just got, the inside covers, I've just got some scrapbook paper down, and then I've also got a pocket in the back here that I can stick things in. And then over the top of the stitching on the inside, or the inside of the spine, I should say, is another piece of a different vintage hanky. And I just kind of tore it in pieces because I wanted that raggedy look. I didn't want it finished. I wanted it kind of thread and, you know, tattered looking. All right, so stick these aside, and I will just go ahead and start flipping here. It's a pretty good sized book, so I'm probably not going to do a whole lot of talking here because we'd be here all day. But I just used some book pages, you know, children's book pages, old 45 sleeve, scraps from other projects that I did. Just a really, really nice variety of different papers. And these actually, this page right here is from an old little golden book that I had when I was a kid. I remember it being one of my favorite books. I think it actually came from my book too. I don't think it's like a copy that I got somewhere else. I think it actually is my book. And since this was going to be my personal journal, that's why I did that. I didn't feel bad about taking my childhood books apart because I knew I was going to use some of the pages in my own journal, like this one. It's a page from the Cinderella Little Golden Book. I dug into some of my paper stacks that I absolutely love but never use, like this Once Upon a Time stack. That's still one of my favorite ones by DCWV. Piece of a vintage linen here that's been embroidered on. I like how it lays kind of nice too. It doesn't want to like flip closed on me. I tried to control myself with the number of pages that I put in it because I knew that I was going to be adding pictures and you know, collectibles and stuff that I pick up along the way, and I was going to be bulking it up even more. So I tried not to go crazy with the papers. I did actually end up taking a bunch of pages out once I had the signatures put together because it was going to be way too bulky. I knew that I wouldn't even be able to get it shut once I started adding things to it, if I didn't take some of the pages out. Like this paper here, I love. It's from Marion Smith. I love Marion Smith's papers, and I wish that she still was designing paper, but I don't know, for some reason she seems to just kind of have dropped off the face of the earth, and which really makes me sad because she is very talented when it comes to designing scrapbook paper, and I used to buy all of her stuff. And you don't even hear from her anymore. I know for a while there she really got into doing planners, you know, with the whole planner craze. But I don't even see much of that from her anymore. Thomas Kinkade, one of my favorite artists. I love all of his work. I could just sit and stare at his paintings, kind of get lost in them. They're just magical. Norman Rockwell, another one of my favorite artists. Another page from one of my favorite little childhood little golden books. This one's Heidi. Look at these illustrations. Aren't they just absolutely beautiful? right. And that is it. And what my plans are for this journal, as I start working in it, this is my plan. Whether or not it'll actually, you know, transpire to what my plan is or not, I don't know. But what my plan is when I start working in it is to film it and do, you know, like junk journal with me process videos. We'll see if that actually happens or not, because that does take a lot of editing, and I don't have, you know, that much time, because I do also work. So I don't know. We'll see. I may or may not end up doing that, but that might be something to look for in the future. But thank you very much, you guys, for taking the time to watch this. And if you have any questions, let me know. Thanks.